welcome to another video. In today's video, it's just kind of an overall update about stuff going on. And I'm making this video right now because I'm injured. I pretty much just worked myself into brokenness. Basically like everything here, wrecked, right? So I did nothing Wednesday and Thursday. Today's Friday, and it's the heat coming off of certain parts of my body is ridiculous, right? So I just worked myself to the bone on this this is why I haven't been making a bunch of videos while I've been taking time off, is because I'm so stoned right now because that's how I cope with the pain, right? So I can't even remember the name of my hole over there. I've got a hole over there. If you've been watching my building videos, that's what I've been doing. That's what wrecked me. That's what had me like super run down. Then Monday, so a day off for me is basically running errands and doing chores, laundry, taking the black water to town, shopping, those types of things, right? And, so I don't do any work, but it's still like, just going and going and going, grabbing, reaching, doing, nothing crazy, but it's just not stopping, it's just not doing nothing, right? So that's my days off, right? And then it's, hard, physical labor, right? And I freaking just can push myself so hard. And so anyway, I broke myself, and that is actually got to the point where it was like the stairs, and it's like the mental stuff and how it all has to, it's like fun. And I'm just like, I can't wait to get back to doing it, because it's like I stare at it and create like the CAD, like this image of it in my brain. And then I start to process how things go together, right? And so I have all this when I'm doing projects, right? I have like this, and like on a computer, like equivalent would be like my RAM is just filled with this project, right? So I want to get it done. So I just go and go and go. And the weather has been wacky. I can't even go inside my house until like 8 or 9 or whatever the day may be, right? Well, in the past few days the temperature has dropped. I've been able to go to sleep, and so in 3 days I've slept 34 hours, just to give you an idea, right? And sleep is when the body repairs itself, right? If it has the proper nutrition, right? Hydration, nutrition, right? Rest. So it's getting hotter, and it's been just ripping hot, right? And keeping hydrated and eating and all that, but the rest, not getting enough rest. And it just taxes me, like my whole life. Like, so my circadian rhythms, I think they're called, right? I'm not a morning person, basically, okay? It's natural. It's something that you can't force. Some people are this way, some people are that way. You try to force somebody that's this way into being that way, you run into problems, right? So that's part of my history, which I don't want to get off subject now, but part of the history of the problems in my life have been waking me up early. Like, I should not get up early. So when it gets really, really hot, like typically people, if I had AC, I could crank up the AC, go to bed at a normal hour, get up a lot earlier, because right now I'm just completely up to what's going on outside is what's going on in my place, right? And if it doesn't get down to until it gets down to 85 degrees in my place. I can't go in there. Okay. If I do, it just creates kind of a feedback loop and it never cools down. Like, so I have to literally do, I mean, I can go in and grab shit or whatever, but I just can't like go in for the night until it's dropped down below 85 degrees, right? And so dictates my sleeping schedule, right? So now all these hours in the morning when it's cool, when if I had AC, I could be getting a lot of work done out of the heat, but that's just not the reality. I need to sleep, right? So I'm sleeping when it's cool, right? I go to sleep. Sometimes I have to leave the screen or the door open, the screen shut, right? So the heat has been a major effect, and it's gotten so bad that I was getting bitten by so many flies that I was starting to have staph infections starting in certain, because like it just never cools off, right? And the flies are just like, whoa, and it was getting really fucking bad. Like I got staph from somebody years ago, an employee got misdiagnosed by a hospital and almost died and had to go into emergency fucking brain surgery because they didn't prescribe. Well, his shit, the staph, dripped on his fucking work chair, and I maintained all my computers, I would maintain their updates, right? So no employee was allowed to update or plug anything in other than a fucking SD card, right? And I maintained that whole system. So I was in their seats all the fucking time. So I got staph on my fucking arm and my stomach. I had to go to the hospital. I got it a few more times, right? So I know what it's all about. And that's been years ago. That's why I stopped I was getting like my whole back tattooed. And that happened, and I just had to give up on the tattoo because you don't get fucking tattoos with staph infection, right? It's just not a good idea. So, like I said, that was years ago. But because of the heat, I started noticing I was getting, especially where the flies were biting me, and the worst thing to do is like pop a staph pimple, right? Then it's out. And it's open, and then it's just on like Donkey Kong, right? So luckily, because like this was just all compiling and then the heat just breaks, like without clouds. Strangest weather ever. Like HARP, without a doubt, came to the rescue and saved my life, possibly, because I was literally working down in this hole until I'd feel sick, and then I'd come out and hydrate and friggin' hose myself, get completely sopping wet, sit, relax, wait till the nausea would pass, and then I'd friggin' get back to work again, right? Like, I can push myself like people have no effing clue, right? Like, how many people watching this video have ever worked a shift over 24 hours, right? Now, I've done that on a few occasions for a certain bar owner in Portland that, boy, wait till I get to the stories about that effer. Anyway, so needless to say, the weather changed, and I've been able to be in my house, my home thing, my bedroom, office, whatever you want to call it, and just do nothing, right? Like try to self-massage out some of the really bad knots, right? So that's what the reality is right now. But before all that happened, I was getting a lot of work done on this, and then I started to do work on my truck, right? So I had a broken rear view mirror that was duct taped on, just looked like crap. It was that way when I bought it. So I bought new rear view mirrors, and I tried to do them at one point, but the plug was like down in the door, and I just like, Well, needless to say, this was before my truck broke down. And then my truck broke down and cost me like $8,000 or $9,000 between all the expenses of that situation, right? So I was like, oh, I'll just look into doing those because I was going to have a shop put them on, right? Well, that just kind of got me motivated. Like I did the mirrors, and then I did the rear tail thing as well. And I got some scratch paint, and I put my YouTube logo on there. I got a little box. I've had this box. It's just, I bungee cord it down in the back of the truck, but it will jingle loose and then just slide around back there, and I'm just dealing with it, right? And it's all the stuff you need in a truck to tie down loads and haul stuff, just all that kind of stuff, right? So I bought this cool little box that kind of mounts on the side of the truck and cleaned it up super. Oh, I'm just so happy. I've got new seat covers ordered for my truck. I mean, I've kind of gotten to this point where it's like, well, I'm just gonna have this older truck and I'm just gonna make it nice, and that's my truck, and I'm dealing with it. I don't really have any. There's never, I'm gonna have to do this thing called a bulletproofing to it, where it's like a $6,000 worth of work, but then the truck will actually go up to past the 500,000 miles on the engine, but those engines die before 500,000, which, thanks Ford, I didn't know this. I looked up diesels. They said they last to 500,000 miles. I was like, sweet. Oh, here's one for $6,400. Perfect, 65, whatever. See, anyway, so I've just been putting a lot of TLC into the truck lately, and I'm pretty excited about the way it's coming out. Like, it's just, it's a pretty nice truck, and it hauls this big ass trailer, hauls my backhoe, right? Which, hauling my backhoe to the shop on Tuesday was like the final straw for hauling the backhoe is so much work. Like loading the backhoe, hauling the backhoe, tying the backhoe down. It's all like super stressful. Like little bit off and the backhoe tips over, and so much money is going to be pissed away on fixing it, right? Although it would be an accident and it is insured. But I already had an accident with it where I fucking broke something on it. Something inside of it, I ran into a stump and then something broke inside of it, and the fucking insurance company had to cover it. So needless to say, I'm never trying to have a wreck. I don't want to be in a backhoe and fall off a trailer, right? So, needless to say, I've done it a bunch of times now, but still, every single time, it's terrifying, really. And then the process of tying it down is a lot of work, right? I mean, there's fucking 5 chains and these chain tighteners, and you got to run all the chains and all this. So I was already exhausted to the point, because basically I got my trailer back from the shop when my truck got finished. The last update video is my truck broke down while my trailer was in the shop. So my trailer was just sitting there and my truck was in the shop, and for a while I didn't do hardly anything. I couldn't do anything, right? Once that truck was fixed and I got it back, I literally picked up the trailer and drove to the steel yard, picked up a load of steel to do a job for my neighbor and my trailer. And then immediately another neighbor showed up and they had freaking broke their trailer by overloading it. So I had to fix that. Since that point of getting my trailer back until Tuesday of this week, I have been working every single day. I haven't stopped at all. And every single thing I do is a lot of work. When I take my nightly shower, I have to pick up a 50-gallon 50-pound thing of water and heat it up to take a shower with, right? A shower, which is, pouring hot water into a tub and pouring the hot water on my head. mimicking a shower, right? That's what I do every single day. It works, you pour the water, lather up, pour the water. I mean, it's not the greatest shower I've ever had, but it works. But it's a lot of work. Like literally every single thing is a lot of work. There is no turn a knob and get water. So to just do work, hard work, and then just live at the same time is just a ton, right? And I did this for like, I don't remember exactly when I got the trailer back, but it's probably been maybe 2 months, something like that. Not quite, maybe 2 months. I don't remember. Anyway, so just been exhausted. And then here is a perfect example. I got myself this shark cleaner when I pretty much to clean. I don't remember exactly when I got it. It heats water and sprays steam and has a little washable pad, right? Which is an awesome way to clean stuff. There's no cleaners. There's no throwaway bullshit. So I bought that same company's vacuum. And the vacuum deals with hair. Like every other vacuum in the world, the freaking thing is covered in hair. Hair since the 80s, right? This vacuum does something. So this company's really does so, but they're corded, which is fine. I got no problem with the cords. Day one of not working, I totally deep cleaned my place. I mean, like deep cleaned it, right? Even, wiping stuff, dusting stuff, because like, there's like dust nados here like every single day, and the air is just filled with dust. So, and that's one of the big things that I've been contemplating how I'm going to, because right now the air is filled with smoke, filled with dust, and how am I going to build a structure that doesn't, because you build them tight enough, but then how you let the air in and deal with the air, because you need fresh air through filters and these heat exchange systems and all this stuff, right? So I can actually breathe and, not be affected by the smoke, right? So all this stuff's going in, right? But needless to say, I don't have it right now. And everything gets so dirty. I blew my computer out and a bunch of, I think, fruit flies freaking were in there. And my thermals were just insane. And it hadn't been that long since I had blown it out. But I think it just like fruit flies got sucked in it. And then, yeah, so these are the types of things I can't wait to not have to deal with, right? So what else is going on? Those cleaning implements are super great. The rocks. My channel's been exploding because of, thank you, India. I guess, like, I get more traffic now from India than I do from America. And it's all because of my rocks, right? And it's so bizarre because, like, the whole time I've been, like 3 years, like, something's up with these rocks. But now it's like, I just found this. Like, that's 2.5 pound agate. I mean, this stuff's just crazy, I find, right? I mean, these are like my 3 nicest, biggest, but I even have more agates that are this big. These are the nicest, biggest ones, right? That I can hold in my hands right now. So it is actually ridiculous. But, you may or may not have seen my short videos, but my short videos have just been propelling my channel at a rate that has never been seen on my channel before. And so the next step, I got to the first step, was 100 subscribers, right? And that took me 3 years of working on the channel. I had worked on the videos before I launched, so it was 3 years, right? And yeah, like before I even launched this channel, I can't remember, but I literally like deleted all the fucking content. Like I had like this whole, yeah, that was a bad day. That was before I even started the channel, I'm pretty sure. But I, several $100s later in a recovery service, I got all the data back, completely jumbled file-wise, thanks to my buddy Raj, who somehow pulled it back. I mean, I haven't really gone back and watched all the videos to see how good he pulled it all and put it all back together again, but, you know, he did it, so good job, Raj. But anyway, the channel, 3 years to 100 subscribers, and what I literally was begging people to subscribe to my channel. And like tipping them big at any place I was a regular, right? And it was getting exhausting. I just wanted to get up to that 100 level so I could get the URL. Once I got the URL, I put it on my truck. Now I can go into phase 2 of my plans, right? Which involves some collaborations with other YouTubers. So these collaborations with other YouTubers were just going to be pointless if I didn't have my own URL, right? So you kind of got to be up to 100, right? Well, so it's the next level is monetization, right? Which somebody might see commercials on my videos already because YouTube can just do that. But I won't ever see any money on my videos until I have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Now, those numbers, the watch time, I'm almost a quarter of the way there, which I think it's actually tougher to get the watch time than it is to get the subscribers because, you know, a click could be a subscriber. That's not a big deal. But to actually sit there and watch their videos, that's a whole nother level, right? So because of the way these short videos are working currently with the YouTube system, I'm getting credit for a minute for 15 seconds, right? So it just behooves me. And like, honestly, I went out and bought this camera phone or iPhone Pro. I had been with the same iPhone since 2015, I think. 6S, right? And I was just fine with that because I had production cameras and I had, you know, 2 big Panasonic fucking 4K, really nice digital movie cameras, whatever you want to call them, video cameras, pro level. And then I had like DLSR and I have a bunch of GoPros, a drone, you know, I just had like all this stuff. So to me, it was like, what do I need a freaking better phone for, right? Well, once I started doing the shorts with the rocks, I realized that the camera on the phone that I was working with was just garbage compared to what it could be, right? So I basically saved up, like I got one revenue source that comes into my PayPal. So I saved up my PayPal for a while and bought the Pro 12 and this thing, which I keep attached to the phone almost all the time. The only reason I take it off is because I bought the charger like this, which I have a charger like this. I could plug it in just as easily. But I feel like, what did I buy that thing for then? But I didn't have this when I bought that. But this is literally on this all the time. And because I've had a really bad time with dropping my phone. And I don't know if it's the shape or the phone, but I have bad hands thanks to carpal tunnel, right? So, and I don't want to drop that phone. Like, and this works so nice. You go out to a restaurant and I just pop this open, right? And bam, this, I can just read news stories right there, you know, versus like trying to have it like down on the table or whatever. So I'm enjoying that quite a bit. And it's basically driving my YouTube channel's success right now because like that camera is so good. And it's so funny. Like I didn't even realize its full capabilities until just kind of recently. Like, oh, there's a zoom that zooms past the freaking zoom that's just stayed there. If you just hold it in, it gives you like even more zoom. So I can like really zoom, right? And I didn't even know that. So like sometimes I shoot rocks that I shot on the old camera again, but then I shoot them like the ones that I shot first because I didn't have the zoom fully capable, right? And people just love the rocks. They are. I mean, it's fascinating. I've got so many, and I literally just go wander around my property. I haven't been doing that much. I did in the past couple days, and found a few more handfuls of cool rocks. A couple like really cool. Where's this one? This isn't going to show up on this stupid camera. I don't know why I took the time to find it. But I just found this one. And it's all green. And it's got chunks of other rock in it. It's like super shiny and hard. It's like, just wow. That's just laying on the ground there on my property, So anyway, the rock thing is going super good. And, basically the goal for this rock thing is to... ultimately to create like a chess set, maybe another one after that. So like a really high-end carved, everything, like the pieces, the top or whatever, the board, right? Like little felt inlaid parts where the pieces could go, and then sell that bad boy off for a decent clip. But other than that, I mean, the rocks are pretty much just something shiny to look at. Okay, so this video has really gotten long, but I haven't really done an update video like that in a long time, and I did it. Thanks, like, subscribe, peace, have a wonderful day. Thank you.